Welcome back to the Dinar Daily, where we take a level-headed approach to understanding the complex world of the Iraqi dinar. Today's discussion centers on a breaking update that you absolutely do not want to miss, as the sheer volume of conversation surrounding the potential revaluation of the Iraqi dinar has suddenly exploded across online communities, banking circles, and global financial discussion groups. Whether you are a longtime holder who has followed this currency for over a decade, someone who has only recently learned about the intricacies of the Iraqi economy, or simply an observer curious why this specific topic has once again taken over the financial world, we are going to walk through everything clearly and without hype. The current chatter is louder than ever, and unfortunately, many people find themselves confused, overwhelmed, or misled by wild claims spreading across social media platforms. In this deep dive, we are going to cut through the noise to look at what is real, what is merely rumor, and why so many people believe something significant is building behind the scenes. The primary goal of today's broadcast is to help you stay informed, calm, and mentally prepared, especially during a moment when conversations are growing faster than anyone expected. And it is vital to stay with us until the end because the truth behind these discussions is often more strategic and grounded in reality than the sensationalism suggests. Over the last several months, conversations regarding the Iraqi dinar began increasing gradually, but in the past few weeks, the pace has accelerated dramatically, leading to a landscape where everywhere you look, people are claiming to possess inside information, leaked exchange details, or secret timelines. The pressing question we must ask is why this is happening now, and why people around the world are once again buzzing about the possibility of major changes in Iraq's currency value. To understand this phenomenon, we must first acknowledge how global uncertainty, rising economic realignments, and shifting geopolitical priorities have fueled intense speculation. When the world enters a phase of restructuring, it is common for investors and observers to begin looking toward currencies like the Iraqi dinar for signals of change. And at the same time, Iraq has been implementing economic reforms and financial system cleanups that naturally spark curiosity. The result of these concurrent events is a perfect storm of rumors, assumptions, expectations, and interpretations that can create excitement, but also lead to significant confusion. It is incredibly important to stay grounded and understand what is truly happening instead of getting lost in exaggerated claims or emotional reactions that are not based on verified data. We need to talk about rumors specifically because they are the core reason many holders feel stressed or uncertain right now. And one of the biggest claims circulating is that banks around the world are secretly preparing for an overnight revaluation. There is a pervasive narrative suggesting that financial institutions are conducting covert operations, and that certain groups already have access to special exchange appointments. But we must look at this critically. Another rumor suggests that Iraq has already finalized a global agreement for a sudden rate change, but is merely waiting for political clearance from major financial institutions to flip the switch. Then there are persistent stories about tier systems, private exchanges, hidden redemption centers, and massive insider contracts that are supposedly being processed away from public view. People frequently share screenshots, leaked messages, and so-called confidential notes, creating a cloud of confusion that makes it difficult to discern fact from fiction. The truth is that rumors only become powerful when people lack clear, verified information, and without transparency, speculation fills the gaps. When money and future financial security are involved, emotions rise quickly, which is why many holders feel caught in a relentless cycle of hope, doubt, fear, excitement, and uncertainty. Instead of allowing these unverified rumors to control your emotions, it is important to understand what is economically possible, what is not, and what realistic expectations look like in today's environment. To understand the modern conversation surrounding the revaluation, we must look at Iraq's current economic direction rather than social media hearsay. In recent years, Iraq has taken legitimate steps toward rebuilding its financial infrastructure, connecting its banking system with regional partners, and stabilizing its internal monetary policies. These changes are meaningful because they show that Iraq wants to move away from outdated systems and toward a more open, modern, and globally integrated economy. While these infrastructural improvements do not confirm that a revaluation is happening immediately, they do demonstrate that Iraq is diligently working on long-term economic strengthening. However, when observers see these improvements, they interpret them in different ways, with some viewing the changes as a definitive sign that a revaluation is coming soon, while others believe it means Iraq is preparing its currency for gradual adjustments. The important thing to remember is that economic reforms take time, and during that slow process, people often misunderstand or misinterpret new policies, turning standard procedures into fuel for rumors. That is why having a clear, calm, and educated approach is essential for anyone following the Iraqi dinar right now. One major factor that keeps this conversation alive is Iraq's history, specifically the value the currency held before conflicts and sanctions. Before years of war and economic isolation, the Iraqi dinar once traded at a much stronger value, and when people look at the past, they begin imagining a future where the currency returns to those previous levels. This historical context creates a powerful sense of expectation and possibility. But we must remember that historical value alone does not automatically guarantee future value. A nation's currency is influenced by multiple factors including economic health, political stability, institutional strength, global partnerships, and long-term development strategies. When Iraq faced war, instability, and external pressure, the dinar's value declined significantly, and now as Iraq works to recover, rebuild, and reconnect with the world, some people believe a natural correction is inevitable. Whether that correction is gradual or sudden remains unknown, but this historical context is one of the biggest reasons the discussion never disappears. People hold on to the belief that what was once strong can be strong again if the proper foundations are restored, and this sentiment drives much of the speculation we see today. Another major driver of today's rising rumors is the rapid expansion of online communities, where social media platforms and chat groups have allowed millions of people around the world to share ideas instantly. When one person posts a rumor, hundreds of others repeat it, and soon the rumor spreads like wildfire,
even if it is based on incomplete or incorrect information. The more people comment on a specific theory, the more believable it begins to feel, creating what is known as echo chamber psychology, where people repeat ideas they have heard not because they verified them, but because the group consensus makes them feel real. This phenomenon explains why it is so important to step outside the noise and evaluate information logically, understanding that not every leaked message is real, and not every screenshot is accurate. Not every bold prediction is grounded in economic reality, and when emotions take over, people often lose sight of the bigger picture. Staying calm and evaluating information through logic rather than hype is how smart observers stay prepared. We must address one of the biggest rumors that banks worldwide are preparing behind the scenes for a sudden revaluation. As this specific claim causes a great deal of anxiety, the truth is that banks constantly update their systems, especially when dealing with global currencies, but these updates do not automatically mean a revaluation is imminent. Banks prepare for many possibilities, including rate changes, regulatory shifts, and digital modernization. But when a banking system update occurs, many holders misinterpret it as evidence of an upcoming event. This creates unnecessary anxiety or excitement. And instead of jumping to conclusions, it is important to view banking updates as part of normal financial operations. Without clear confirmation from official sources, no bank preparation should be treated as a guaranteed sign of a revaluation. Though this does not mean it cannot happen. It simply means guessing based on system updates is unreliable. Understanding this distinction helps reduce fear and confusion among those who see bank reports online and immediately assume a major event is mere hours away. Another persistent rumor suggests that special groups have access to private exchange appointments, secret redemption centers, or exclusive contract rates that are unavailable to the general public. These claims often circulate because people want to feel that they are part of something special or privileged. But when someone hears about private exchanges, they often assume something is being hidden from them, creating frustration and panic. The reality is that depending on the country or financial institution, private financial transactions sometimes exist for large investors or institutions, but that does not necessarily apply to everyday currency holders. It certainly does not automatically mean a hidden revaluation is happening behind closed doors while the public is left in the dark. Many rumors about secret appointments come from misinterpreted conversations or exaggerated claims, and instead of assuming something big is being hidden, it is better to focus on preparing calmly for any future changes. Staying informed and organized is much more effective than stressing over unverified rumors about exclusive groups. Now, let's shift to one of the most important questions people ask, which is whether a revaluation is actually possible. The correct answer is yes. It is possible, as many countries throughout history have adjusted their currency values due to economic reform, stabilization plans, or international agreements. Iraq is working towards strengthening its economy, reducing corruption, connecting with global markets, and modernizing its financial operations, all of which create an environment where a currency adjustment could theoretically happen. However, possibility does not equal guaranteed timing, and no one can predict an exact date, confirm an official schedule, or truthfully claim secret access to inside information. The potential for a revaluation exists because Iraq is moving in a direction that makes such a development feasible. But responsible individuals focus on facts, not predictions. Understanding that difference helps holders stay balanced and avoid falling into emotional traps. A key element in this conversation is Iraq's long-term financial vision. As the country continues building stronger political alliances, improving oil revenue management, and expanding international trade, Iraq's leadership has spoken about goals such as achieving economic stability, reducing dependency on cash systems, and strengthening banking connections with global partners. All of these steps contribute to the foundation for a potentially stronger currency, but again, foundations do not equal immediate action. Many people see one new policy and suddenly think the revaluation is happening that very night, essentially misunderstanding the pace of economic development. Real financial change is slow, steady, and deliberate, and while Iraq is clearly moving toward improvement, improvement does not always follow the exact timeline holders hope for. When you understand this, you become more patient and more confident instead of being influenced by daily rumors. Another major factor behind rising conversations is the emotional connection many holders have developed over the years. When someone holds the Iraqi dinar, they often aren't just holding currency. They are holding on to hope, opportunity, and the possibility of a better future. For many people, the dinar represents a chance to change their financial situation, support their family, or unlock a new chapter in life. Because of this deep emotional attachment, any rumor, whether positive or negative, triggers strong reactions, with exciting rumors creating sudden optimism and negative rumors creating fear or disappointment. This emotional roller coaster is one of the reasons the community often feels overwhelmed or confused. When people are emotionally invested, even small pieces of information can feel enormous, which is why it is so important to separate emotion from logic when analyzing updates. Being hopeful is good, and being prepared is necessary, but being controlled by rumors is not healthy or productive. The best approach is to stay informed, stay grounded, and understand that real financial changes require patience, strategy, and clarity. When you train your mind to think calmly, the noise of rumors loses its power over you. Many rumors also stem from people misunderstanding official financial language, such as when a government official says they are studying currency reform. And some people immediately interpret this as confirmation of a revaluation. When an economic statement mentions value stability, rumors arise claiming the event is launching immediately. But financial terminology often has broad meanings. Words like reform, adjustment, or review do not automatically refer to a revaluation and may relate to policies, digital system changes, monetary controls, or internal audits. Misinterpretation is one of the biggest drivers of false predictions, and every time Iraq releases an official statement, online speculation increases because people read between the lines instead of reading the actual lines. This is why it is critical to understand the difference between official communication and community interpretation. When you view information with clarity instead of emotional excitement, you gain a better sense of what is truly happening and avoid falling into the trap of every rumor that circulates online. Let's address the global angle because the world's financial landscape also influences the conversation, particularly when global markets experience uncertainty through politics, inflation, or international tensions. When the world enters a transition stage, speculation increases dramatically, and holders begin asking whether global events could push Iraq to make changes sooner. Global shifts can mean many things. Sometimes they accelerate economic reform, and sometimes they slow it down. But what matters most is Iraq's internal readiness, not outside pressure. Understanding the difference between global speculation and Iraq's actual economic timeline helps reduce confusion. The world does influence Iraq, but not always in the sudden, dramatic way some rumors claim. Instead, the global environment creates interest, curiosity, and discussion. While these external factors make conversations louder, they do not confirm specific dates or rates. The rise of digital banking is another reason rumors have increased. As Iraq moves toward digital payment systems, ATM upgrades, new banking platforms, and international electronic integrations, many holders interpret each technological upgrade as a direct sign that the revaluation is about to go live. But while digital progress is essential for long-term economic growth, it does not automatically mean a revaluation is happening immediately. Many developing countries upgrade their financial systems without changing their currency value overnight. But these digital updates are still positive because they show that Iraq is modernizing and preparing for greater financial transparency. However, the mistake many people make is assuming that modernization equals revaluation. Modernization is a process, whereas revaluation, if it ever occurs, is an event. Understanding this difference helps holders stay calm and realistic, realizing that digital upgrades are good news but are not proof of timing. One of the most challenging aspects of these rumors is the concept of secret timelines, where online personalities claim to know exact dates or claim to have high-level insider sources. Over the last decade, countless timelines have failed, proving that no one, not online gurus, not forum leaders, and not private chat room insiders, can accurately predict when, if, or how a revaluation might occur. Timelines create pressure, stress, and unrealistic expectations, causing people to rearrange their plans or wait anxiously for predictions that never materialize. This is why it is necessary to treat all dates with caution, as real economic events rarely follow public predictions. And if a revaluation were truly scheduled, it would likely be handled through formal channels with strict confidentiality rather than leaked through social media posts. Instead of chasing timelines, holders should focus on long-term strategy and stay calm during speculation waves. Another important point to understand is the tier system rumor, where people believe there are classified groups who will exchange before the general public. This rumor becomes powerful because people fear missing out, but the concept of tiers is often exaggerated or misunderstood. Most countries do not operate with secret exchange groups. Financial systems work within regulations, not through hidden agreements. While large institutions might process transactions earlier due to size or volume, everyday holders will likely follow standard procedures. The belief that thousands of people are secretly exchanging at high rates without any public evidence is unrealistic. Rumors about private groups often begin in small communities and spread quickly because people want to believe they are part of something exclusive. Instead of focusing on unverified tier discussions, it is better to stay informed. Keep your documents ready and focus on understanding real financial processes. Let's talk about realistic preparation because this is where many holders feel lost. Preparation does not mean expecting the event tomorrow. It means organizing your currency, securing your notes, understanding verification steps, and preparing your financial documents. Whether the event happens or not, being organized is beneficial because it reduces confusion. Keep your currency stored safely away from moisture or damage. Know where your receipts or proof of purchase are, and have your identification and personal documents up to date. Being ready is not about panic, it is about clarity. Many rumors build anxiety because people feel unprepared. But when you take the time to organize everything, you feel more confident and less affected by speculation. Preparation turns fear into calmness, and no matter what happens, being prepared is always the smart choice. Another key element is managing expectations wisely, as some people believe the revaluation will be a life-changing event that instantly solves all their financial challenges. While a currency change could bring opportunities, it is important to stay balanced because financial success requires planning, discipline, and smart decisions. Even if the value changes, how someone manages their exchange process will determine their long-term results. Rushing, panicking, or acting without guidance can lead to bad decisions, which is why the most successful people approach uncertain events with patience and strategy. Instead of focusing only on potential profit, focus on what you will do after, how to budget, how to protect your funds, and how to make sustainable choices. Smart financial behavior matters more than speculation. Many holders ask what happens if the rumors are wrong, and that is a fair question. The truth is that rumors come and go. Some contain pieces of truth while others are entirely invented. But your value as an investor does not depend on daily rumors. It depends on your long-term mindset. If you are involved because you believe Iraq will strengthen over time, then staying patient aligns with your original strategy. If you are involved only because rumors promised a specific date, then uncertainty will always bother you. The healthiest approach is to base your expectations on real economic progress, not on daily speculation. Iraq is improving slowly, and improvement takes time. In conclusion, the growing conversations regarding the Iraqi dinar are a sign of increasing global interest, but they also highlight the importance of clarity. Rumors will continue, predictions will continue, and confusion will continue, but your strength lies in understanding the truth behind the noise. Focus on real progress rather than speculation, prepare calmly rather than anxiously, and stay hopeful without becoming desperate. The conversation is bigger than ever because Iraq is moving in a positive direction and people around the world are watching closely. Whether changes happen soon or later, being informed, prepared, and mentally steady will always put you ahead. Thank you for joining the Dinar Daily. And remember to stay focused and grounded.